Hi guys and welcome back. So I've been MIA. I've just just trying to get through life as we all do, but I'm back and today I'm here with a Kenyan tag. Get to know more about me and let's see how much I know about Kenya, if there is any more Kenyan more questions, if that makes sense, but yes. So it says here, where are you from? So I am originally Kenyan. So yeah, I was born in Kenya and I came here when I was 2. So I currently live in London. I've always lived in London since I came. And I've grown up here and yes. Next question. Famous people from your ethnicity. I only know 2 that I know. That does not make no sense, but I just know 2. So I know Lupita Nyong'o and obviously Barack, but he's kind of like half. So that's all the famous people I know. And yeah, you can't forget the Kenyan runners. You cannot forget the Kenyan runners. I don't know their names, but I know there are famous Kenyan runners. Okay, next question. When were you last in town? When was I last in town? Meaning when I was last in Kenya. I was last in Kenya in 2016. That's the time I had gone there for about 8 months. And yeah, obviously it was just about 2 years ago, going on 3. So that was the last time I was in town. And when I was in Kenya, I was going to town by myself. I was getting on the mats. I was walking around town by myself. It was fun. Like, let me tell you, it was fun. It was like the most amazing experience ever. I told my mum that. My mum was not so happy. She was like, why are you going to town by yourself? And even like my shush, like my grandma, she was like, why are you going to town? You know, town is not good. Going by yourself, you might get lost. But me being me, I was just like, no, it's fine. You know, I find my way around. And I did. I just loved the whole independence of not having to rely on my cousins or like people to kind of take me around. Got a bit boring, so I kind of took matters into my own hands and tried to remember the route to get to town and around town. But yeah, it was fun. And I never got lost anyways, but yeah. Do you speak your language, or which one does your country speak? So speak my language. So we have, Kenya has tribes. So it has, I think it has 41 or 42 tribes. So each tribe kind of speaks their own language. So I speak Kikuyu or Agekoyo. Yes, I speak Agekoyo. But I don't speak all of it. And then the Swahili. Swahili is like the national language. You have Swahili, then you have English. But Kikuyu, like everyone has their own mother tongue in their tribe. So I don't speak my language, but I understand it fully. But yeah, you cannot talk bad about me in my language because, boy, I would tell you straight, I understand. But with Swahili, no, we don't speak. Do you know what the funny thing is? When I had got to Kenya, I couldn't speak Swahili. My Swahili was rubbish. Like, it was so bad. And then, as obviously I stayed there, you know, got to know the people, and obviously they were speaking Swahili. Like, where my shush was staying, like, everyone there speaks Swahili. So it was like near town. But yeah, my Swahili, you know, I brushed up on my Swahili. I understand more than what I understood when I went there. But obviously constructing sentences, that's when I kind of get a bit... But other than that, Swahili, you know, jua kidogo. Siyote kidogo too. Next question. Do you like music of your culture? Do I like music of my culture? Kikuyu music, I used to, you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. When I was young, I could not stand Kikuyu music. It was annoying. Let me tell you, I was like, oh dad, why are you playing Kikuyu? Especially like when it goes like family functions. I don't know if you guys do it, but I'm probably sure you guys do. But Yeah, you know, I remember when I growing up hearing Karaka Chapo or Nyao Kapusiga Kwa or I think those are like the only two that I still remember since growing up. My dad used to bang them tunes out. I used to hate it, but now I don't mind it. I think I can listen to it. I can actually listen to the like Kikuyu music. Swahili music, yeah, I love Swahili music. It's like, yeah, you know, bongo, it's nice. But I think as you kind of get old, you kind of like more of your culture things, like more culture things. But yeah, I don't mind Kikuyu music. It's fine. In my house represents my country. So I just have to look around my room. I've got to go downstairs. What in my house? We have like them hand carved sculptures that my mum got in my sign market. I think that's the only best thing that represents my country in my house. Obviously my beads. Yay. I think whenever anybody goes to Kenya, they always have to get this kind of like souvenir of, you know, this obviously says my name, Euphemia, and obviously has the England flag, and this says my Kenyan name, which is Wajiko. I think it's the wrong way around, yeah, but it's Wajiko. That's my Kenyan name, those who are wondering. I'm joking. Okay, best part of your culture. Yeah, so I might be wrong, but I do love the whole singing, dancing. So I'm just looking at my iPad because I have to see. So my screen, my case, my protector is so worn out. I need to get a new one, I know. But that's why I'm looking down most of the time, so please excuse me. Do you know what? I love the food. Like for me, especially like savasi, like, or we say chapatis or chap, or you know, but I love the food, you know, the food for me, especially savasi and mokimo, cheese, like, yeah, I think that's one thing I like. I don't know what else, but we don't have a lot of authentic Kikuyu food. You know, Kikuyus, they like to have a lot of potatoes and minji. But yeah, then it's different because I'm a veggie, so I don't really eat meat, so meat is obviously out the equation. Talking about food, so the next question is about food. What's my favorite food part? Like I said, I like mokimo, savasi, what else do I like? Ugali na skuma. Ooh. Ooh. Idiot. But yeah, that's like my favorite. Ugali na skuma. My shosho used to make that for me, and Lord, it was bomb. It was tantalizing. Yeah, the whole culture. Kenyan culture, for me, when I was there, like the whole matatu culture, for me, I loved the whole matatu. If you've not gone to Kenya, please go and visit the matatus. Oh my days, like, that's the reason why, I'm not gonna lie, I used to go to town just for going on the mats. Like, I used to love, like, yeah, the mats for me did it. Like, they would make me wake up in the morning and leave my little town and go to town, and yes, but yeah, I love the whole matatu culture. I think that's for me one of the biggest cultures that I love about Kenya, and I think for everyone it might be different, but for me that's probably the best part about my culture is the Kenyan culture, the matatu culture. So yeah, it's really nice. Like, if you're not really a big fan, because for me the reason why I like the mats, yeah, for those that live in London, no, or anywhere in the UK, know that transport here is so boring. Like, when I mean it's so boring, all you hear is you know, a bus number. So for example, you know, 657 to Vauxhall. That's all you hear. That's so boring. But the mats in Kenya, listen, you're gonna see yourself on the CCTV, plasma screen TVs, and the music and the graphics on those cars and the rims. Lord, yes, that's one thing I do like about the culture. What plan do you have to change your country or to improve it? I think for me, one thing, I think in any country, but I think it's more prevalent, or people find it more prevalent in Kenya in terms of corruption. And you probably can agree with me in this one or disagree, but from what I saw living there, you know, like from here, even though corruption is still here, corruption is everywhere. You cannot say corruption is not in a certain place, because corruption is everywhere. But the only reason why you don't really see the corruption is because it's hidden. But with Kenya, it's not really hidden. They do it literally in your face, so you're more exposed to the whole corruption and seeing it. But whereas here, corruption isn't so seen, but it's still there. I think that's probably the only thing. And if you're gonna do corruption, man, hide it at least, like, because anything that you do in Kenya is like, oh, you know, money. And I'm like, no, it's not all about money. Like, not everyone has money, you know, flowing out their pocket. We don't go to our garden and plant money off trees. It doesn't work like that. And I feel like people in Africa really do, or people back home in their own countries, really feel like all we do is we sleep and then we wake up at any time of the day, you know, casually, then go to the garden or go to the field and pluck money from the trees. It doesn't work like that. People don't understand how hard it is to work and earn a living in this country. But yes, I think corruption is one of the main things that I would love to see a change in Kenya. I think that's it, really. Okay. What is the thing I miss the most? What do I miss the most? Okay, for me, I miss the whole interacting, being social with people. I just miss that. I just miss, because over here, like, when I tell people back home, here, it's so easy not to engage with other people, and it's so easy to kind of mind your own business. But when I was in Kenya, listen, I would speak to everybody and anybody. Like, everybody was so friendly. We was out every single day, and I just miss being out. Like, for here, now we're approaching the winter season, it's freezing. When I mean it's so cold, so you don't even want to go out. If anything, you just want to stay inside, and your neighbours don't speak to you, because we don't really speak to our neighbours here. But when I was back home, we'll speak to our neighbours. We know our neighbours, you know, we know their names, you know. So I just miss all of that. Like, and I remember when I was there, I never stayed in the house. Not even one day that I was there I stayed in the house. Like, I was always out, you know, being busy, you know, meeting people, talking to people, you know. But whereas here, if I'm not really doing anything, I kind of stay inside, and it gets a bit boring. You know, you don't really talk to people, and I feel like with this country, it's so easy to fall into depression. And I don't think people actually realise how serious it is. Like, you tell people back home, no, you don't speak to people, you don't speak to your neighbours. They're like, what, you don't speak to your neighbours? I'm like, yeah, we just don't speak to... It's just how life is like here. Everyone kind of keeps themselves, which I kind of find it a bit like, really, you know, at least speak to your neighbours at least. It's just more of a high and by, that's it, but it's never like it never kind of furthers on from there. But yeah, life here can become a bit boring. I know people back home thinking, why can you say something like that? But until you live it, and that's when you know how boring and cold it can get over here. Like now it's freezing. It's not yet freezing, but we're obviously like approaching winter, so obviously it's autumn for us. And yeah, just preparing to kind of stay in the house, really. That's more of the things that yeah, but those are things that I do miss. Being interactive, being just socializing with other people, that's what I miss. Interacting with people, I just miss all of that. Yeah, and the sun, the weather there was, oh, it was so good. But it's so good sometimes you're just like, I don't want this, I want a bit of cold, you know. Like sometimes humans can never be satisfied. There's one thing about humans, you can never satisfy a human and they are content. But yeah, weather-wise, Kenya weather, it's really good. As we approach our winter, that's when we approach our winter, that's when they kind of approach their summer sort of thing. So the time that I had gone in February times, and yeah, it was hot. When I mean it was hot, it felt like a desert. Like it was super hot, to a point you feel like you're even melting. You can't even do anything. You're just like, oh, I can't be bothered. You just feel so kind of like lethargic, and yeah, but I just miss it. I just miss the heat, even when it's raining, and when it rains like cats and dogs. Over here kind of drizzles and it stops and it drizzles, you know. But yeah, that's one thing I do miss, the weather as well, and socializing with other people. So since also this is a Kenyan tag, I'll just put a bit of my Kenyan experience while I was there. So yeah, so when I had got to Kenya, like I said, I've always wanted to go, and it took a lot of convincing to my parents of them allowing me to go. So I don't know what changed their mind and what possessed them to say yes, but they said yes. So I had gone, and so now it's the time, because I had wanted to go there initially for like a year. So I had gone to the airport. I haven't bought my ticket, so I wanted a one-way ticket to Kenya, and maybe to stay there a bit longer. That's the reason why I wanted to get a one-way ticket. I was not too sure if I wanted to stay there for a year or to stay longer, but I didn't want to stay any shorter. But I knew I wanted to stay in Kenya for a long time. Excuse me. So, so now I hadn't bought my ticket, so my dad told me, you know what, I'll take you to the airport, but we can buy your ticket there for you. I know they do like a the one-way tickets at the airport. So anyways, we did that. So now the day came, you know, blah blah blah, got to the airport. So yeah, so my dad got me in my ticket. So I wasn't able to get a year. I had to get one ticket. No, I had to get a return ticket basically, and it was coming back towards the end of the year. So anyways, I got to Kenya, and bearing in mind I haven't been there for like 7 years, so it was like kind of new and seeing everyone, and people have changed. Things are different, nothing's the same, you know. But in my mind I kind of thought like, I'm gonna go back to Kenya, gonna see my family, gonna see my cousins I've not seen for so long. But in my mind I just thought they were just still the same. Don't know why. But anyways, when I got there I had a shock of my life. I was like, what? So anyways, so I landed. Then I called my mum. No, so I landed, it was fine. I got there to Kenya, I got in the morning, I got there at 5, or I think it was 5 in the morning. I got there at 5 in the morning or 7, something like that. But anyways, it was in the morning. So yeah, my church came to pick me up, and then so it was fine. The next day I called my mum, and I'm crying. I'm like, Mom, please, I want to come back. I don't want to stay in Kenya no more. And I was like, why? What's wrong? Like, what happened? What you know, who did something to you? I was like, no, nothing. It's just, you know, things are different. It's not the same. You know, my mum was a bit shocked, because here's me for like years upon years asking mum, can I go Kenya, can I go Kenya, can I go Kenya? And then all those years she's saying no, but now she says yes. So now I'm in Kenya and I start crying and saying I want to come back. She's thinking, really? Are you sure? But I was crying. When I mean I was crying, I was so adamant. I was like, mum, please, I want to come back. I don't want to stay no more. I was wrong. I know it was a mistake. Please get me a ticket and come back, because I want to, get back home, get back to England. So yeah, I want to come back to England. So I just was not having it. I was like, mum, please. I called my dad. I was like, dad, please get me a ticket. I want to come back home. They'll be like, no, because you've asked all those years to come to go to Kenya. Now you're there. Now you're saying you want to come back. Why? But for me, it was more of like, I was shocked, basically. And why I was shocked, because, like I said, I had not been there for 7 years. So in my mind, I was thinking that my cousins still be young, like the way I left them, even though I had aged, but I didn't know. Anyways, but yeah, so I was like, things were the same. I didn't leave things like this. So basically what happened was, like, as you get older, you know more things, you just basically kind of grow up. So they grew up and got girlfriends and boyfriends, and I'm just there like, yeah, basically. And it was just such a shock to me, because they had all grown and they were with someone. And the thing for me as well is the fact that I had to follow people around, and I didn't like that. For me, it was more like, I like to know what I'm doing. No, not that I didn't know what I was doing, but the fact of following people around, I'm like, no, this is so boring, because you want to do this, but they want to do that, but sometimes you don't know what to even do, because you don't know what things are like over there. But yeah, I was like, mum, I want to come back home. Everyone's got a boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm here just following people around. So that's when I decided to take things into my own hands and be like, no, you know what? Don't tell a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. So basically, anyways, so yeah, so I got on the phone. She's like, mum said, no, why don't you just stay there for like a month and just see how it, how it goes and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine, mum, I'll just stay. I actually wanted to stay a week. Like, I didn't even want to stay a month. Like, a month was just, it was a stretch for me. Like, I was not wanting to stay there for a month. But anyways, I stayed there for a week. And then you guys can get me a ticket and I'll come back home. So then I kind of stayed throughout the week. I was like, no, you know what? It's alright, it's not too bad. I just miss spending time with my shosh and like my gulka. My gulka means granddad, if those that don't know. But yeah, so I was just, I had to be like, you know what, Mia, you're here now, you've always wanted to come, so why not kind of basically just, pull it through until however long, you're supposed to stay here for. So I was like, you know what, let me just kind of pull it through and, let's see how things go. So anyways, I decided to stay. The week had gone past. I was like, okay, fine, you know what, I'll stay. But at the back of my mind, I was thinking, how long am I going to stay here for? How long is it going to be until the end so that I can go home? But I kind of stopped thinking like that, because that was just kind of like hindering me of having my full potential of having fun, basically, and getting to know new things and meeting new people and stuff. So so basically I stopped following my cousins around and my aunt. I stopped following, because basically, when you're in a new place, you don't know the area, you don't know the people. And the last time I was there was 7 years ago. 7 years is a long time. In African standard, things change in 7 years. So yeah, so I stopped following them around, even around the area. Like, I had to follow them because I didn't know how to kind of get around and stuff. But eventually I knew my way around. So when I knew my way around, I was like, listen, I don't need you people. Not in a rude way, but I love my cousins, I love you guys. But yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm going to town. So that's basically what I ended up doing. I just learned how to kind of get around. I learned how to get to town. yeah, and then for me, one thing that allowed me to enjoy the time that I was in Kenya was being independent, not having to rely on anyone. So once I learned how to be independent, I was like, you know what, this is fun. So I just started doing things and, you know, walking around, you know, going to town, coming back, you know, just doing all these things. So yeah, it was and you know what, when I look back at it now, time had gone so fast. Like, I didn't even see those 8 months pass. Like, I didn't see that pass. For me, it kind of felt like a blink. I was there and I opened my eyes and I'm back here, you know. So yeah, so, and it was the most amazing experience ever. Like, I had the best time of my life, let me tell you. Like, it was fun. I just didn't think about coming back. Even to the point towards the end, I didn't even want to come back because I had enjoyed it so much. I learned how to kind of be open-minded, and yeah, and it was just it was one of them ones where I really enjoyed it. So I'm happy I didn't go back after that day. After that week, I'm happy I didn't go back, so I wouldn't have known how Kenya's like. I wouldn't have got to know more of my family, spent time with them, and yeah, just even enjoying that experience. It was an experience to remember, and it was fun. But yeah, my parents, you know, my family still, you know, remember that story, how I called back the next day. I'm like crying to come back home. So they do tease me on it, but I'm happy I didn't go back. You know, I pulled it through until the end, and it was the most amazing experience ever. And I feel like I've gotten to know more about myself, my Kenyan side. I didn't know nothing about my Kenyan side at all. So that's the reason why I'm just so happy of my Kenyan side, and just so appreciative, you know, of who I really am. I feel like once you grow up here for a long time, because when I came in I was 2, I didn't go back till I was 12, and the time I went back was probably like every 2 years, and it was just like for a month for holidays. So I never really got to spend a lot of time. I had only gone back to Kenya. When did I go back? I had only gone back 3 times in my life before I had gone back for the 8 months. I had gone for the 8 months. So I didn't really know Kenya. I didn't really know that Kenyan side of me. So I've basically grown up here, known the culture, known the language. Everything I've known is about England. That's what basically I know. So going to Kenya was allowing me to get to know what I didn't know before. And even knowing my language was just like, I was just like, yeah, go on me. I was like, go for it. Yeah, I was like, yes. Because yeah, when I had gone to Kenya, boy, even speaking Swahili, wow, that was just something else. People laughed at me when I was there, like, it was, but now they can't laugh now, because you know, jua, see you there. I'm joking, but yeah, so that's basically the Kenyan tag, and a bit of part of my story of being in Kenya. I hope you guys liked it. So please don't forget to subscribe, comment and share for more videos. And please don't forget to put a thumbs up if you did like it, or if you didn't like it, just press thumbs down, or if you didn't like it, don't subscribe. So you know what